Hayawi hatimaye huwa, hebu jitokeze, jionyeshe. Listen, good evening ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing tonight? Aki nimewamiss. I'm so happy that you guys are here tonight on this Friday with me, Betty Kialo. Manze, we have a good show tonight. Nakwambia kama umekuwa na a bad week, hii ni ile Friday italeta furaha tele. Nakwambia nini? Leo kuna mapochopocho. Leo ni saa za kudimbua walai. Leo tunadimbua. If you've seen my social media, we have the lovely shish. I'm sure you've eaten at Mama Nilishe. If you haven't, manze, wache uone mapochopocho, ile ataleta na anakafiti. Mwanadada, karibu, muangalie, wewe, ebu jitokeze. Nini tena nini?
So Betty, everyone is bringing you flour and I could not hold it back. But this should be your different kind of flour. Which we are going to use later as our plates.
Baka nimeshika hizi banana leaves, baka nimesikia njaa tayari.
Tunakulia hapa indo sinia but ni maua kwa sasa.
Sasa itabidi sasa unipeleke polepole niyo Kiswahili.
Sawa.
Karibia kwa kamera waone vile wewe ni mrembo lakini kishachukuliwa. Poleni sana. Poleni huko nje. Manze, I'm so happy to have you in studio.
I'm happy to be here and you're looking amazing.
You too, Manze, that outfit's killing it, babe. Let me tell you, I'm so proud of you because you were one of those female entrepreneurs, restaurant. Unauza chakula, watu wamenona. Watu wanaenda gym sababu ya Mama Nilishe.
Mimi mwenyewe naenda gym.
Hata mimi nimeanza.
Baada ya kula biryani.
Biryani. So what do you have for us tonight?
I have biryani ya kuku, biryani ya itwa nini, natafuta jina ya Kiswahili ndio nikwambie vizuri.
Kuna samaki, kuna chapo.
Kuna samaki wa kupaka wa nazi, kuna chapati, kuna maharage ya nazi, tuko na pilau.
Nakwambia leo
tuko na mapochopocho, samosa, kaimati. Hapa mnakuwa na food coma.
Hapa sasa tunakuwa leo tukikula leo, next time tunakula ni Monday. Manze, I'm so happy to have you in studio.
I'm happy to be here.
So it's going to be a great show, manze. Sijawahi patiwa flowers kama hizi. Sitaziweka kwa wapi.
We look for a vest.
Thank you so much. So guys, let's begin the show. Of course, it's going to be fantastic. Willis Ocheng is on standby in Kisii County for Which is Which, but size in Masa, your highlights. Let's begin the news. President William Ruto has appointed a national task force to spearhead the compensation process for victims affected by recent protests. The Kenya Civil Aviation Authority has confirmed the recovery of the black box from the AMREF aircraft that crashed on Thursday in Mwihoko, Githurai, marking a major step forward in the ongoing investigation into the cause of the fatal crash. ODM leader Raila Odinga pushes back against critics of his unity pact with President William Ruto. Raila says that the true judgment on the political alliance will come from Kenyans at the ballot box in 2027.
We sacrificed so that there could be peace in this country. And that's the reason why we are here today. I do not regret what we did.
All right, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the show. My name is Betty Kialo. Our son language interpreter tonight is Rhoda Nyamai. Let's begin with some devastating news stories. And at least 21 people have been confirmed dead after a tragic road accident at the Coptic Mamboleo roundabout along the Kakamega Kisumu Highway. Now, the ill-fated bus veered off the road, claiming the lives of 10 men, 10 women, and a 10-year-old girl. 5 others remain in critical condition at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, while 15 more, including an 8-month-old baby, are recovering from various injuries. Take a look.
Kuna basi ya shule inaitwa AIC Naki High School yenye ilikuwa inatoka kwa pande ya Kakamega ikielekea Kisumu. Kufika hapa Coptic roundabout, gari ilipoteza mwelekeo na ikavuka barabara yenye inaenda pande ile ingine ya Kakamega. Imeanguka kwa mtaro, na kwa hiyo hali tumeweza kupoteza watu 21. Pia kunao wamejeruhiwa vibaya watu 5. Kando na hao wenye wamejeruhiwa vibaya, kuna wengine 15 wenye pia wako na majeraha. Kati yao tukua na mtoto mmoja wa miezi 8. Kuna basi ya shule inaitwa AIC Naki High School.
Well, Paul, to the families that have been affected by that devastating accident. Let's now move on to some other top stories and investigations into the fatal AMREF aircraft crash that left 6 people dead, 10 injured, could take up to 12 good months to conclude. Now, this is according to the Aircraft Accident Investigations Department, which confirmed that the plane's black box has been successfully retrieved. Now, families of the victims continue to mourn as experts piece together the cause of the tragedy. Elizabeth Atieno has the details.
This is the aftermath of the plane crash in Mwihoko, Kiambu County, which claimed the lives of 6 people, including 2 residents and 4 members of the flight crew. Here, every step leads to a snap or a soft thwack. Bereaved families are in pain. Residents are consumed by a blur of fear, with homesteads reduced to debris. Families are mourning the loss of their loved ones. Mercy Nafula vividly recalls her last conversation with her late child on Thursday noon.
Nikapigiwa simu na yule mtoto. Akaniuliza, "Mom, tunakula nini lunch?" Nikamwambia, "Mama, waru ilibaki kwa nyumba." Akaniambia, "Mama, waru iliisha." Nikamwambia, "Aenda kwa duka uchukue waru, alafu kuna mchele kwa nyumba, uende ukachukue mchele ufanye nini upike."
The deceased, aged 13, was at home preparing a meal when death came knocking at her doorstep, quite literally. The school uniform being a grim reminder of a life cut short and a bright future dimmed.
Saa 8 nasikia simu ingine. Ndege imeland kwa nyumba yangu, na hivyo ndiye alikuwa amekuja kupika, wengine amewachwa salon.
Rehab Wamoyo is now a widow. Her husband, who was abled differently, was asleep when the plane crashed on the roof of their home.
Kwenye nilikuwa nikapigiwa simu watu wenye wanaishi pamoja nami. Niambia kwa kwetu kuna ndege imeanguka karibu na kwetu. Sasa mimi nikastuka.
Investigating officers from the Aircraft Accident Investigation and AMREF are still examining the crash site. It has now been reported that the black box, which will aid in the investigations, has been recovered.
That recorder will then later on be shipped to our counterparts, either NTSB of the United States of America or TSB Canada, or BEA, which is in France, for further download, examination and analysis.
But Kenyans might have to wait for as long as 1 year for a comprehensive report on what caused the plane crash.
But in the event that we are not able to complete the investigation within 12 months, then we will issue what we call an interim statement at the anniversary.
The companies that designed and manufactured the ill-fated plane, registration number 5YFDM, have been notified about the accident. Elizabeth Atieno, TV 47, Nairobi.
Now, President William Ruto has announced the establishment of a national framework to compensate victims of demonstrations and protests held in Kenya since 2017. Now, the 120-day program will provide preparations to both civilians and security officers, of course, who have lost their lives or got injured during unrest. Samira Mohammed has the details.
It is a move seen by some as a long overdue reckoning amid public dissent. Today, President William Ruto unveiled a state-backed team to develop a framework to compensate victims of protests and demonstrations dating back to the year 2017.
Part of the implementation of the 10-point agenda, today I set up the infrastructure and the mechanism to pay and compensate all those who lost their lives, those who were injured, those who were hospitalized, as part of healing our nation so that we can bring our nation together.
The president confirming that a framework is now in place to implement the UDA-ODM agreement, which includes compensation for victims of protests.
And it is the reason why we signed the 10-point agenda. And I want to commit that as the head of the executive, that 10-point agenda will be implemented to the letter. The journey towards the implementation of that agenda began.
Backing the president's declaration, ODM party leader Raila Odinga confirmed that victims of past political violence, including those injured, maimed or killed, will be compensated, with the coverage expected to extend beyond just the 2022 protests.
Those who have been maimed, those who have been injured, those who have been in hospital, and those who have died, the families of those who have died will be compensated. And we said we go back to just not 2024, 2023, 22, we go back to 2017.
The national framework announced by President William Ruto will coordinate compensation for victims of protests, including civilians and security personnel harmed or killed. The initiative, unveiled via presidential proclamation, will be managed under the Executive Office in collaboration with key government agencies. President William Ruto's administration has faced criticism for what some see as a slow response in compensating victims and supporting families affected by last year's protests. Samira Mohammed for TV47, Nairobi.
Now, tonight, ODM party leader Raila Odinga and President William Ruto have actually praised and defended the broad-based government, with Odinga launching a broadside at the opposition, dismissing the one-term campaign. While speaking at the burial of veteran politician and women rights advocate, Odinga told critics to give President Ruto space to work and let Kenyans decide in 2027. Apollo Kamau reports.
President William Ruto's bromance with ODM leader Raila Odinga soared during the burial of veteran politician, author and women rights advocate Phoebe Asio in Homa Bay County, where Odinga dismissed the opposition's one-term campaign and the cousin narrative, telling critics of the broad-based government to give President Ruto space to work until 2027, when Kenyans will again have the opportunity to decide.
The naysayers give us space, give us room, and judge us in 2027. And we've said this is going to remain in place up to 2027. After that, we will see where we go to. Even if you are saying one term, so what? It's the Kenyans who will decide the term.
Because of the Honorable Raila Odinga working with me to put together this broad-based government, Kenya has a date with destiny. Kenya has a historic opportunity to change the place of Kenya and to elevate this country to the next level.
Odinga telling off critics on his decision to join the Ruto administration, saying he has no regrets, with President Ruto praising Odinga for his sacrifice.
I want to invite somebody to tell me their own solution, how this would have been solved. We sacrificed so that there could be peace in this country. And that's the reason why we are here today. I do not regret what we did. We did it in the best interest of our country.
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, your place in the history, in the progress, in the governance, in the destiny of our nation is firmly engraved.
Former DP Rigathi Gachagua was also on the spotlight for allegedly driving a tribal narrative and taking his anti-Ruto campaigns to the United States.
We must also deal with negativity where senior leaders from this republic go to foreign lands and badmouth their country. Your Excellency, in my culture, you do not talk ill about your parent in the neighbor's house.
The late Phoebe Asio was honored as a hero and patriot, and a monument will be set up in her honor, with Wikondeki Secondary School renamed after her. Apul Kamau, TV47.
Kenya Kwanza leaders have continued to take a swipe at former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of being unpatriotic. Well, they say that his comments criticizing President William Ruto and the government while abroad amount to betrayal. Well, speaking during empowerment events, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki and other allied leaders rallied support for the current administration, urging Kenyans to focus on development rather than falling back into tribal politics. Elizabeth Mutuku has the full story.
Kenya Kwanza leaders took their empowerment campaigns to various parts of the country this week. Led by Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki, the Kenya Kwanza Brigade took aim at the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of being unpatriotic over his recent remarks made abroad against President William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza government. The leaders insisted that all public officials have a duty to uphold and protect the country's image on the global stage.
Alafu turudi tuendelee kujifanya sisi ni patriots. Our country is our country and our problems will be solved by ourselves without involving anybody out there. Juzi nimeona viongozi wetu wengine wameenda Amerika, wanataka kukusanya watu wa kabila moja. Si nimesalimia hapa Waluya, mko hapa, Wakisi wako, Wajaluo wako, Wakikuyu wenyewe muko. Hii ni nchi yetu ambayo diversity yetu ndio nguvu yetu.
The leaders also rallied support for the Kenya Kwanza administration and its broad-based government approach, saying the leadership remains committed to delivering development across the country.
That is how you build a strong country. Njia ya kujenga taifa lenye udhabiti ni kufanya wananchi wote kuwa na usawa wa kimaendeleo. Kila mwananchi mahali amepata, mahali amejipata, amezaliwa, asibaguliwa kwa sababu ati yule mtu ambaye anaongoza ni mtu ambaye hatoki pahali ambaye huyo mtu anaishi.
Ambia niliwaahidi nikipata kazi ya ubunge ya watu wa Kikuyu hakuna siku itakwama sababu ya siasa. Wale wanasema one term, wacha waseme na wakwambie wewe ukiwa mtu wa bodaboda, one term inakusaidia nini kwa maisha yako? Kweli si kweli?
Meanwhile, Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki defended the government's move to lift bureaucratic restrictions previously placed on residents of the northeastern region when applying for national IDs. He said the reforms aim to ease access to government services and foster greater sense of belonging among citizens in the region.
Muda mrefu ili hali ni Wakenya kama Wakenya wale wengine, lakini wanachukua muda mrefu kupata kitambulisho kwa sababu ya utaratibu ambao haukuwa unatumika katika sehemu zingine za Kenya. Rais akasema Kenya yetu ni taifa moja, ile utaratibu unatumika na mtu ya Moyale, mtu wa Mandera, mtu wa kule Mombasa, iwe ndio utaratibu inatumika Nyanza, Rift Valley, Central na kila sehemu ya Kenya, kwa sababu nchi yetu ni taifa moja.
Elizabeth Mutuko, TV47, Nairobi.
All right, now to some fantastic news. And more than 8,000 students were conferred with degrees, diplomas and certificates at Mount Kenya University's 27th graduation ceremony. Now, the celebration took place at the Happy Valley grounds in Thika and were presided over by the university's Chancellor, Professor John Strathers. Now, Chichi Josephine reports the graduation highlighted MKU's continued growth as one of the country's most rapidly expanding private universities.
It was a moment of jubilation as Mount Kenya University celebrated a significant milestone, graduating over 8,000 students during its 27th graduation ceremony held at the MKU Pavilion in Landless Thika.
I'm so amazed at the growth of this university. The Vice-Chancellor gave some figures earlier. 8,724 graduates today, 60,223 students in the university. This is a remarkable achievement.
With the degrees conferred and certificates awarded, the graduates now join over 130,000 proud alumni of this esteemed institution, an academic journey they take immense pride in having been a part of.
I'm from Uganda. I've just completed my master in security studies and criminology. I'm very happy with Mount Kenya University.
I thank the university because they have been very supportive with a lot of guidance and mentoring.
Mount Kenya University continues to take great pride in its embrace of technology, particularly in online learning, an approach that reflects its commitment to competence and preparing students for modern employment opportunities.
So despite my age, I feel more energized to move on and do further studies.
Chichi Josephine, TV47.
Well, congratulations to everybody who graduated today. All right, moving on, as it celebrates 60 years of service, the National Social Security Fund, NSSF, has launched a massive tree planting drive that aims to put 2 million trees in the ground. The initiative is part of the government's broader plan to grow 15 billion trees by the year 2032 as a response to climate change. As Faith Wangari reports, the Green Campaign was launched during a tree planting and golf event with restoration work already underway at Committee River.
In a significant step towards achieving its target, NSSF has partnered with Migaa Golf Estate and Finet Trust Foundation to host a landmark tree planting initiative and golf tournament. And today, 300,000 trees have been planted, with 200 more trees set to be planted to reach the desired goal.
As an institution, I will continue to, of course, promise the general public that we are doing this, of course, to ensure that we take care of course, our environment. We always ensure that environmental conservation, which is quite key in our agenda, is well, of course, taken care of, well enforced. And we continue to promise that we shall continue doing this, of course, even into the foreseeable future.
Today we are quite pleased to join hands with NSSF, and it's been a great partnership to plant 300,000 trees today. The whole of this week in Migaa is quite a milestone to the fund. We also want to appreciate and recognize that they are also celebrating their 6 years of anniversary of serving Kenyans, also building their livelihoods in retirement. And it's very critical to underscore the fact that we do not want a situation where a retiree is retiring in an environment where they cannot live or or even celebrate their retirement, in an environment that is more conducive.
The event, together with stakeholders in climate action and social security, highlighting NSSF commitment to environmental conservation and community empowerment. During the tree planting event, NSSF chairperson David Njeru emphasized the importance of creating a conducive environment for all Kenyans. He also highlighted the organization's plan to increase members' benefits, underscoring NSSF commitment to both its members and environment. The initiative aims to restore biodiversity, empower communities and promote sustainable land use, contributing to Kenya's Vision 2030 and the target to plant 2 million trees this financial year.
Initiative aligns very well with our philosophy. Secondly, our neighbors have been very proud because we have involved over 400 youths by year. So that you can see the kind of social impact that it has had. It also creates the quick lead in these leaders with our neighbors because the youth who are doing the work are just coming. So I want to congratulate NSSF and hope that we can continue with this collaboration even in future years to come.
The initiative reflects NSSF dedication to social security and responsibility as it celebrates 6 decades of service. With the government's initiative to plant 15 million trees come 2030, NSSF has decided to celebrate its 60th birthday by going green, planting 300,000 trees. Faith Wangari, TV47, Kiambu County.
Now, Kenya has officially inaugurated the National Organizing Committee for the 25th East Africa Community MSME Trade Fair, kicking off preparations to host the region's premier entrepreneurship event for a record 7th time. Now, the highly anticipated trade fair, which coincides with President William Ruto's current tenure as chair of the EAC Summit, will place micro, small and medium enterprises, at the heart of regional innovation, economic transformation and cross-border collaboration.
If we have no focus on MSMEs to create economic activity, to create jobs for our people, then the street demonstrations will continue on the best roads that we will have built. For those who are organizing this particular event, make sure that all departments are involved on the table.
For young people who we think that they can take advantage of this sector, create their own jobs, and also help governments in the region to create jobs for the rest of the young generation. But like we've said, it must be innovation that can be taken to the market, commercialization of those innovations. So that's the space within which we want to re-engineer this event.
Okay, so let's now talk business. And Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe has called for the harmonization of pesticide regulations across the Kwanza region to improve safety and trade. Well, he raised concerns about chemicals banned in some member states but still in use in others, warning that this practice poses significant risks to farmers, consumers and regional markets. Now, Kagwe said a coordinated approach to enforcement is necessary to protect public health, the environment, and ensure Kwanza's agricultural products meet international standards.
Kenya emphasizes the need to limit the use of banned pesticides within the region. In the current situation, where products banned in one member state are still used in another, that undermines the collective SPS effort and food safety.
Absa Bank has unveiled its first ever eco-home loan offering up to 110% financing for energy efficient and climate resilient homes. Now, according to CEO Abdi Mohammed, the bank has already reduced its scope 2 emissions by 38% since 2019, recycled nearly 3,000 kilos of waste and planted over 1.5 million trees. The bank also invested 107 million shillings in community programs, maintained at 51 to 49 female-to-male staff ratio, and continues to strengthen climate risk policies within its operations.
Digital lending, which goes into micro and MSME businesses, individuals who are doing their individual hustles, 25 billion digitally disbursed and performing very well as a portfolio with good repayments and seeing people take more and more in that regard.
We would want at the end of 2025 to have 10% of our lending portfolio going into climate-related financing.
All right, let's now get to some sporting action. Now, the Sports Dispute Tribunal has officially declared Motorsport Kenya as the recognized national sports organization for motorsports in Kenya. Well, this decision means that the Kenya Motor Sports Federation, KMSF Limited, which is not registered under the Sports Act, will no longer be legally mandated to govern the sport. The tribunal found that KMSF failed to transition to the new sports legal framework and therefore lacks legal standing. Motorsport Kenya has 1 month to complete its registration, after which it must conduct elections at national, regional and local levels. The new body will then begin to process the process of actually seeking affiliation with the global governing body FIA. All right, now a new chapter began for the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, NOC, today as outgoing president and IOC member Dr. Paul Tergat handed over leadership to the newly elected president Shadrach Maluki. Now, in a ceremony filled with gratitude and optimism, Tergat praised the professionalism of the secretariat, recognized partnerships with sponsors like Nike, Safaricom, Anoka, and Kenya breweries, and celebrated Kenyan athletes as the country's biggest international brand, having served an 8-year term. Tergat expressed his confidence in the new team's ability to advance the Olympic movement in Kenya.
Thank you. Knock flag. Office key.
Construction of the Football Kenya Federation Technical Center in Machakos County is set to begin immediately. Now, this follows the official handover of a title deed for a 20-acre piece of land by the county government to FKF. Now, the 600 million shillings project is fully funded by FIFA and will include a natural grass field, artificial turf, administration blocks, and conference facilities. The modern training complex will be located just outside Machakos town.
We are going to catch up with everybody else, and we are going to be better. You have seen our performance in Chan lately. The national team is a revitalized team. We are committed to supporting women teams. We are committed to supporting youth across the countries.
We will walk the journey together. This will not just be of benefit to the people of Machakos alone. This is for Kenya. So Kenyans who come here, and also economically, when you come here, Machakos will also grow economically.
Also coming up after the break, she's the visionary behind Mama Nilishe, the Nairobi restaurant famed for its traditional Swahili cuisine and its vibrant, Instagram-worthy aesthetic. Entrepreneur Mwanaidi Shishi shares her story with us tonight.
is changing every day, and so should we, for the better. Each week, we tackle the big why, the question that should be on everyone's mind. Why isn't this fixed yet? Deforestation, global warming, and the adverse effects of climate change. The future isn't just something that we inherit, it's something that we create. Join us on The Green Fix as we tell the stories of those who refuse to give up. When it comes to fixing the planet, there is no time to waste. Join me, Shiksha Arora, on Thursdays at 9 p.m. on The Green Fix as we look into the big why, you and I.
For comprehensive information and education on your health, Body Garage is here.
Don't allow anyone to pluck out your good tooth, as long as it is strong and stable.
Cancer doesn't start today and you get the symptoms tomorrow. By the time you pick it or the time it is manifesting in you, probably will be there about 5 to 10 years.
The eye is the window to the rest of the body.
Don't forget to stay hydrated.
And of course, you at home do take your water.
So the ultimate test is actually you check your urine. Your urine should be clear.
Clear like the water?
Yes. Should be able to see the other side of the urine. If your urine is colored or has changed color, you cannot see the other side, then you have not taken enough water.
Don't forget regular health checkups. Early detection saves lives.
I want the message be, we can prevent cervical cancer. We prevent cervical cancer in several ways. You have young girls and even somebody who's above that age, you can pay at least every 3 years. Somebody should have a pap smear done.
If you are 40, 45, 50 going upwards, once a year, please go see a doctor. Yeah, it's just for normal routine maintenance.
Hey there, friends. Welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in?
I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Jiunge nasi tunapoangazia safari za viongozi bora. Kutoka kwa ushindi mkubwa hadi masomo magumu.
Wakati wetu kwamba wasichana si wa kusoma, ni wa kuolewa, ng'ombe ipatikane, wazazi wakuwa watajiri.
Tunashughulikia yote.
I wish I were a better investor.
My parents taught me how to look for things for myself.
Tazama Mfahamu Kiongozi, ambapo kila kipindi kimejaa maarifa, mikakati na hadithi za kukuza azma yako.
For me to succeed, I have to fight.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30.
Our world is changing every day, and so should we, for the better. Each week, we tackle the big why, the question that should be on everyone's mind. Why isn't this fixed yet? Deforestation, global warming, and the adverse effects of climate change. The future isn't just something that we inherit, it's something that we Now this is my favorite point of the show. Yani sasa saizi ndo yani maneno matamu nakwambia nimekula viazi karai pale mpaka mdomo inatereza. Willis, are you okay tonight? I wish you were here in Nairobi. Kuna mapochopocho kwa studio.
Mapochopocho Betty, hapo unapoongea hivi unajua wakati kama huu watu wengi wanatazamia kule kugusa chakula kidogo, lakini sasa ukiongea juu ya mapochopocho hapo hata mimi
nakwambia hawataamini. Sijui kama unapenda biriani ama unapenda pilau, sababu leo tuko na guest wetu na anaitwa Shishi. Nakwambia yani chakula yake yani ile Kiswahili yani ni kitamu mpaka mate yani na meza yani nikikuongelesha. Yako ni gani, biriani ama pilau?
Mimi unipe pilau Betty. Sasa wajua kitu kimoja, umwambie huyo mwanadada kwamba katika nchi hii yetu tukufu. Ananipata hapo hivyo?
Anakupata kabisa.
Sasa umweleze kwamba wengine hapa nje tunamfurahia sana na those people who are gifted like that lady.
Yes.
We have just to tell them keep it up because you are a lady and a half.
Hey, asante. Mwambie Willis kitu nakusikia.
Asante sana.
Karibu dada. Lakini sasa chakula ukiandaa hapo hivyo. Wache Betty amalize kusoma, manake yeye unasikia vile anatiririka anaposoma habari. Hata chakula chako nina hakika kwamba utiririka kwenda tumboni hivyo.
Mate inamdondoka, atakuongelesha haraka umalize yale.
Sawa dadangu.
Shishi unachoma lakini ni kweli. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Shishi is just there making the final preparations, and then we're going to have that nice conversation with her, plus of course the lovely Swahili cuisine. All right, but before that, watch how we handle the business of which is which. Willis, is good to see you tonight. But then nikisoma news, kuna words kadhaa zimenishinda. We've ever talked about them before, but it's like I've forgotten. So Willis, do you say, is it national or national?
Now, Betty, we have the word nation, but when we go for something called inflection, that is changing the form of a word for grammatical function. Now, when you come to the adjective, you say national, not national. You say national. Just like, now you see I've talked about nation as the noun, and then the adjective is national, not national. Similarly, you also have nature as the noun, but you don't say natural, you say natural.
Okay,
clear?
Got it, Willis. All right. You're a lawyer. Today I had a problem with that. I was like, oh my goodness, am I saying the right thing? Thanks, Willis, for that.
It happens, Betty, it happens.
Absolutely. Willis, and you're always so kind in correcting us. Let me get straight to my words before we get to the ones that the audience sent to you. This first one is CAPITALUTE, Willis. How do we go about this one? Capitulate, which is which, Willis?
The stress is on the second syllable for that word. In fact, that is a verb, and you say capitulate, to capitulate. Not capitulate, not capitulate. You say capitulate. Okay,
capitulate. Got you, Willis. All right, now this one I'm sure is one that actually has many of us have an issue with. This one is GESTATION. So is it gestation period or is it gestation period, Willis?
Now, Betty, at some time we handled the word gesture, which many people innocently mispronounce as gesture. Now, the letter is G, but the sound is J. J. So you say gesture, and you also say gestation period, gestation, not gestation, the way some people innocently say.
Okay, got you, gestation, which, okay, perfect. Yes. I'm sure that one, somebody nyumbani may learn. All right, now let's move on to this, actually, the third one, mambo yote. So do we say prefix or do we say prefix? Will something that comes before?
Oh, that word, when we talk about a letter or a group of letters that are added to a word to change its meaning. Betty, you talk of not pre. Pre is the spelling, but you have pre as the sounding. You say prefix. Prefix, just like many people say Felix, helix. No, you say Felix, not Felix. Helix, not helix. Very tricky words for pronunciation, but Betty, as I always say, nobody can know everything at once. So we have to learn the way we are doing it right now on TV47.
I love that, Willis. Actually, prefix, I'm sure there are people who are called Felix, but they've always said, my name is Felix, umejua sasa. I'll send an invoice.
It happens, it happens.
All right, Willis, let's move on to the words from our lovely audience for tonight, Willis.
Okay, I'll be a bit fast, Betty, for tonight. We have Dixon Nyaga. Nyaga has many words, but very good ones. Onomatopoeia. The second word, hyperbole, not hyperbole. Hyperbole. Then camaraderie, a very popular word on our show. Camaraderie. Then we have Worcestershire, nauseous, squirrel, and mischievous. Don't say mischievous and don't say grievous. You say mischievous and grievous. Then estadokia.
Mischievous.
Betty, that word, mischievous and grievous.
Boy. Mischievous.
Not mischievous boy. We say mischievous boy. Then estadokia of Nyamataro, Kisii, thank you so much. Keep it up. Chantel and Brighton, nitawaambia kwa Kiswahili, nani kama nyinyi, na kuna mtu anapika huko Nairobi, mpishi mmoja hatari. Keep it up, madam in Nairobi. Mbai Stephen Mbai of Nairobi, you say meme, not mem and not meme. Meme. The plural, memes. Memes. Not memes and not memes. Then we have the names Jeremiah, not Jeremiah. Jeremiah. Then Malachi, not Malaki. Thank you, Mbai. Then Norman Torre or To Poror of Sotik, a very tricky word. Don't say enui. Enui, no. You say ennui. Ennui. That word is from French. Ennui. In American English, you'll hear of ennui. Then Mary Gongi of Kampala, Uganda, you say requisite. Requisite, not requisite. Requisite, common, but wrong. Betty, you know what?
Tell me.
Sometimes we innocently say our own things in English because we lack proper guidance. Sometimes we say our own things when we lack guidance. But when you are guided, you can know which is which. And that's why I always encourage research and wider reading. But nobody can be perfect. Now, Johnston Ham, you say exactly. Rose Njoki of Muranga, you say myriad, not myriad. Myriad might sound unique, but please, don't go for unique soundings or pronunciations. Just go for accurate or standard pronunciations. Simply myriad, not myriad. Bob Musioka of Kitui, you say excellent. Excellent, not excellent. Excellent, no. Avoid that. Joyce Atieno Odeo of Joyce Issei Help, you say amen, amen, or amen. The two pronunciations are acceptable as alternatives, alternative soundings. Amen, you can also say amen. Then Leonard Katanga of Busia. Betty, this is a tricky one and a common one in our day-to-day listening to English. Have you heard people saying jeopardy? Jeopardize?
Maybe I even say it myself.
Very common, but wrong. That O in those words is silent, not pronounced. So you say jeopardy, jeopardy, jeopardize, just like Leonard, not Leonard. The O in that name is silent. Leonard, not Leonard. Leopard, not leopard. But we are learning. Otherwise, Betty, I have this word for our viewers, those who may want to try at home. Can you say it? Those who may want to pronounce this word or to test their tongues, can you try this?
Embedded or embedded?
Embedded, no.
Oh,
avoid that.
No way.
Embedded, common but wrong. The first E takes that sound E, the short sound E. Im. You don't say eh.
Oh.
Im. Embedded. Embedded, not embedded. Just like you say embezzle, to embezzle funds, not to embezzle that we commonly hear around us. But, as I always say, people can do better if we have good guidance in good time. Betty, it happens. Otherwise, let's look at our surprise word for tonight. It's right here, a common word. Many people talk of precipice. Precipice, in fact, one Chantel got it somewhere after she was, I don't know how she saw this one, and was telling me, I think it is precipice, not precipice, the way many people may say it. And she was right. So, dear viewers, this word, avoid saying precipice. Say precipice. Just like prejudice. Prejudice, not prejudice that we commonly talk about sometimes, even confidently, when it is wrong to say prejudice. It is prejudice. Otherwise, dear viewers, if you have any word, anytime, so long as it's English, any English word on earth, just use this, and we'll help you on TV47 every Friday night, and that is at Willis Ochieng 1 with that wonderful Betty Kialo.
Thank you so much, Will. It's always a charm having you in. Leo umetushtua, umetushtua sana. Yani kumbe imbizo. My goodness.
Lakini unajua nini? Ni kwa sababu pia nimepata motisha kutoka kwa yule mwenye umemleta kwa studio yako Betty leo. Unajua kupata kina dada kama hawa wanainua jina la Kenya. Ukija kwa upishi ama mapishi, hapo unatupata Kenya. Ukija kwa mambo ya Kiingereza, Kenya. Ukija kwa nini? Kenya.
Kila kitu, yani brains Kenya, urembo Kenya, kila kitu.
The brains are there.
Thank you so much, Willis Ochieng, of course, joining us.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Absolutely amazing guy. All this time, always surprising us. Being able to surprise us every Friday. Yo, yani, nakupa yani, I salute you, Willis. Thank you for that. All right, I hope you've learned something. Kwanza wale watu naitwa Felix, si Felix, it's Felix. Sawa, msijibishe tena. Thank you so much, of course. He's joining us from Kisii County with those difficult pronunciations. And you know what? If you ever have a question, like he said, just talk to him on X. His handle is @WillisOchieng1. Also, you can you can also tweet me on X. I might send a message on X, whichever you want. But for now, come on over here with the lovely lady. Where? I'm telling you, we need this shot. Oh my goodness. My good director. Hey, oh my. Look at that. Ebu simama tukuje utambie sasa. Sasa hapa unafanya sasa watu tunakaa ni kama hatujawahi ingia kwa kitchen.
Actually, you should guess. I'm going to correct you. Do you know what this is?
Hiyo ni samaki wa kupaka.
Yes.
Kwanza hebu nikwambie kitu. Tunaona vile studio watu wamejaa, yani wasiona ngoja.
Jana take away bags.
Take away bags.
Yeah, so we are sorted.
Tuanze basi hapa.
Uko sawa, huu ni samaki wa kupaka or coconut fish. And then we have a rosto. A rosto ni nyama ya mbuzi ile laini. Niongee Kizungu ama Kiswahili?
Yote unataka hapa, hata kikambo ukitaka, hata unaweza ongea hata sheng. Hata unataka top shotter.
Sikizombo tu. So this is a rosto, which is goat meat. We just boil it and then fry it with some spices na manyanya, mavitunguu na mahoho. Hapa tuko na mboga ya majani.
Hiyo ni gani? Sukuma
na spinach pamoja. Yeah.
And then ni gani?
Huyu ni rojo wa biriani.
Huo ni kusema nini? Tafadhali shishi tafadhali. Kuwa mpole.
So najaribu kusema si supu. Supu ni supu. So this is a thick gravy which is called rojo wa biryani. So with this one we eat biryani with. Would you like to taste right now ama utachukua?
Manze, hebu first acha tutumalize.
Utakuwa unaongea kama unatiririka.
Ukijibu maswali mimi nitakuwa nakula.
So hii tutaiweka hapa kwa biryani. We have different types of biryani normally. So we sell chicken biryani, beef biryani and mutton biryani. But si kondo tunafanya ule mbuzi mdogo mwenye si si mnini sana.
Amuone kama hiyo ni vibaya kutumia mbuzi mdogo walai.
Mbuzi mdogo ni msoft.
Oh, ni msoft.
Very, very soft. So now ndio huyu mbuzi. So we have chicken biryani, beef biryani, mutton biryani. Here we have beef pilau. And then we have white rice and stew. So normally you can have it with beef, chicken, marage ya nazi, mbaazi ya nazi. And then we have meatballs. We call them kofta curry.
Hiyo umeka kwa nini meatballs?
Your meatballs ni mince meat, and then we made them the exact meatballs, but we've spiced it up with some garlic to make some taste and some onions, and then with eggs and breadcrumbs, and then we made stew of it.
Na nini? Hii inakaa sasa hii pilipili.
Hiyo ni pilipili.
Ni moto
on
on a scale of 1 to 10.
Ni mchuzi.
1 to 10 ni kama?
Ni kama 5.
Aya, sita visit hapo. Na sasa
tuna viazi karai yaliyo na ukwaju. And then we have samosas, we have kaimati.
Hii ni gani? Hii ni ile kuna sukari.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
Tafadhali. Yes, please.
Mtaniruhusu my lovely audience. Leo ni ile siku wala.
Yeah, it melts on the mouth.
Hata si lazima utafune.
Nimekwambia utashinda kuongea tu.
Nakwambia leo ile itakuwa ngumu wetu, utaongea tu. Nyingine hapa ni gani?
Mahamri za nazi, si mandazi. And then we have kebab, and then we have chapatis. So we have a lot of variety. I just decided nisikuje nikuweke kwa koma.
Lakini tuko wengi, tutakula sisi wote. Let me ask you, what inspired you like to have this? Because you know, I've been to your restaurant.
Yeah.
Na hizi ndizi zinafanya mtu feel ni kama yenyewe uko, yani unakuja kukula na uko na hiyo Uswahili vibe.
So like you've said exactly, it's the experience. Anyone can just have a restaurant and sell whatever they need to sell. But I decided, let me do something different so that I can give the client a different experience when they come to Mama Nilishe. Na hii matawi it brings out the coastal vibes. And then for some instance when I started, the plate were less. Ilifika mahali tumejaliwa plate iko less. Alafu kulikuwa na miti ya ndizi.
Unatumana kama mkunji. Ndaida hajafika bado.
And the sahanis are handmade, so they take a lot of time to make
there's zile za mbao.
Yeah. So this is what we serve the customer with.
So who came up with this concept? Wewe ulifikiria mwenyewe?
I did, yeah.
Umesaidiwa na mtu mmoja ana watch kutoka kwa nyumba.
Tulianza na hizi sahani, and then normally I love innovating so that we can find a different experience. Yeah.
I love that. Hebu tukae chini tuonge tupige story kidogo. Sasa hiki tulianza aje? Because kuna wengi wetu tulijaribu kupika chakula lakini ikashindikana.
Sasa mimi nimelelewa kwa Uswahilini, yeah? I learned cooking from home. Yeah. So hii biashara ilianza home. Hapo tu kwa bedsitter. Nimechill hivi, nimepika chakula. Nimeichukua video kidogo, nimepost online on my Instagram account. And then I realized every time I post, after nimemaliza kupika, nimekula, now I'm getting back to the phone. I'll follow up a lot of DMs, and all of them will be like, can I have that food? Do you sell that food? Can I send a rider? And then there's a bit of Kikuyu blood.
Apart
from Swahili. Yeah, and then I was like, yes, you can send the rider.
Sasa umesema kitu moja tulianza kwa bedsitter. Somebody can see like, hey, this girl has, you know, this restaurant, you know, big restaurant, big things. Kwa bedsitter.
Yeah.
Where did that dream come from? Sa umeona watu wanakutext ndio. But you know people can know. Landlord, lazima alipwe.
No, I have the passion. I've just had I started the passion way back when niko boarding. I had to cook my own chapatis, and then to go home hakuna pesa ya bread, and then there's unga, there's mafuta, so we made chapati, we made kaimatis. Nimekuwa huko mtaani Uswahilini tunauziwa kaimati, viazi karai. So this used to be our daily bread, not the usual bread.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yani family yani kuna issues home, mashida yani.
Yeah.
Ni mnakula chapo.
Alafu hizo shida zimenileta hapa kwa
kuleta hapa. Sasa after now umetoka kwa bed sitter, people, did you start, making the orders for people?
Yeah, I've been selling food.
Were you scared also at first when when you started making the orders, unashanga?
I actually started with my friends, which was so good. I had a lot of supportive friends who are following me online and our friends wenye tunashinda na wao. So hao ndo walikuwa wananiambia niko na birthday. I have a friend of mine that we've known each other for 10 years. Na kuna mtoi wa 8 years and I've been cooking for her birthday all yeah. So I've been doing catering in some of my friends' event just before I opened the restaurant.
Okay.
And mostly the business bloomed on my Instagram account. So niliona kama tunaweza uza food, nikasema let me separate business and personal account. And then I started selling food on Instagram. Someone would order on the DM.
Yes.
They call me and then they send their own rider.
Yeah. When I was talking to you earlier on in the week, uliniambia, even at some point, you also cooking for your kids.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be your story. Now people sit there like, hey, hata sisi tutatuna food leo, I'm lazy, nitumie samaki mpaka.
Exactly.
Samaki ukijibu hiyo swali. Asanta. Uko home poleni leo mtaniachilia.
Wewe unaweza tafuna mimi nikiongea. That idea of selling food started because I was cooking my own dinner. This was my own breakfast. This was my home meal. We had like a menu for the boys. So so hiyo ndo tulikuwa tunapika, hiyo ndo nilikuwa na post. Na hapo ndo marafiki na watu wengine wenye now they turned to be friends because we just started as customer client, which I'm glad we've made a friendship out of almost 90% of my clients.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it is the dinner that I was cooking for the kids at home that I used to make more. So nikijua naona business imeshika, ikabidi kama nafaa kupika half kg, now I'm making 1 kg. Yeah. So we eat the half kg and in the next 1 hour nikiingia Instagram nimeshazipack kwa container. So I used to buy these takeaway containers and then I pack from home. No name, no nothing. We just send to friends and people who feel like I will post food poor, let me try it.
Okay.
And then they became a continuous client.
Have you ever had like a bad experience, with this meal? Because unapikia watu.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any challenges? Ama mtu umepika msema hii chakula leo sijaipenda.
Yeah, I had a lot of those. But they made me improve and
walikuwa
make sure.
nasema nini at the first instance?
So you see now, at the beginning, I was the chef, I was the social media manager, I was the M-Pesa girl, I was like, bring your friends. I was doing everything. And then I started coaching my chefs. Chef atashika hiyo kitu instantly. It's gonna take time. So kumekuwa na oops of which client ataki kujua hiyo oops na uwezi muexplainia client ni chef mpya tumempatia opportunity but alipika poa jana ndo tukampatia chance leo ameongeza chumvi. Yeah. So with that we apologize. Most of the time I was there as a client. No one used to know Mama Nilishe ni nani. So I used to get feedback from the people who are sitting next to me and they made me grow. Through that interaction with the client I was sitting with, I realized the place is small now. I need to enlarge because I could hear a bit of complaints. So through that I realized tumeweka client hapa Kilimani mahali kuko kidogo, they need some air.
Yes.
So through that I decided let me open another branch
on Kiambu Road. Yeah. And this thing about there are people who feel like Mama Nilishe na kongatua celebrities because when they go to the page watapata Churchill, watapata ma celeb and and also just to qualify that there are people who feel like mimi kasi celeb, I'm not welcome to Mama Nilishe.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Trust
felt
me,
that?
I've had that, not felt. I've had comments.
Post. So like muulize mbona wa Kenya
sasa wacha nijibu mbona. You see, before I started cooking, I was doing makeup. I was selling wigs. I was doing bridal makeup. So I was doing makeup for celebrity, video vixen. So I got a connection. These people became my bro. So the moment I opened a restaurant, they come through for me. I've never paid any influencer to come and influence Mama Nilishe. That has never happened. I've never paid for any collabo or advert. It's just my friends who come. But now, unfortunately, most of those friends are celebrities.
Si makosa yako.
Yeah, si makosa yangu
Yeah.
yeah. But I was in that industry for quite some time before I started the food business.
So what do you tell wale Kenyans? Finally wamesikia si ama celeb pekee.
Si ama celeb manze. Ini ya wananchi. Ni vile ma celeb wako comfortable kuchukuliwa picha because they're my friends, they can't say no. I cannot come with a camera. Also I'm the camera guy there. I'm the content creator of Mama Lishe. So nikiekea customer hivi anaweza niuliza, you know, yeah, that is I can't go past that. But you'll be comfortable if I ask you politely and you're my friend, can we take a video? That is why most of the celebrities are on the page probably because they're comfortable being on the video because they feel like they're promoting me when they do that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So at what point did you decide now you want to now move from online? Were you worried about things to do with rent? Things to do with so many other things that now the expenses.
I've opened, I've failed, I've opened, I've failed.
Which one failed by the way? Mimi najua tu ile ilikuwa Kilimani na
before Kilimani tulikuwa mahali huko ndani Kibra. I started the biashara in Kibra.
Like a proper restaurant.
It wasn't a proper restaurant, it was just a kiosk.
That's still a restaurant. Ile watu wanakuja nje wanakaa sasa nje wanakula.
So I tested the water with biryani. So I started selling biryani only on Fridays. And I would sell it at 1 lunch hour. And we will be sold out by 3. And most of the friends in Kibra nilikuwa na kina Chris Darling na footballers wenye walikuwa wanani support because I was also selling clothes.
Hey, umefanya kila kitu.
I was jack of trades. Nilikuwa nauza luku. I was just trying to survive.
Umepiga luku. Look really nice. So you were selling clothes at the same time you're feeding the local guys.
But only on Fridays as I was testing the water because I had a small cake shop in Kibra next to the police post.
Another cake shop.
Yeah, there was cake, homemade yogurt. Hapo ndo nilikuwa na try waters kwa sababu rent ilikuwa kitu kama 20-25, yeah. And then after that I moved. When I moved nikaingia hapo Adams. So tukamove kidogo mali kuna kabeta. Nikaingia Adams kwa container. So we started selling food from there. That was cooking less food. The food was moving, but I wasn't seeing the profit margin. So business is going on, it's paying its rent. And then I'm getting money for survival and for rent. But I didn't make profit, so it didn't make sense.
Okay.
So I went, nikakaa chini, nikapiga mahesabu zangu. And then now I decided making these plates from home while I didn't have a restaurant actually. So I started making the plates.
You made these plates?
Yes.
You or?
No, I ordered. I came with an idea.
Or like an idea.
Nikaenda kwa fundi wa mbao, nikamuuliza tunaweza tengeza hii kitu. Akasema niachie mimi ni Mkamba. Nachonga sanamu kaani hizi kunishinda.
Nachonga sanamu.
Which is true.
They look really, I'm so happy. Naitwa Musyoka ama naitwa nani?
Akona hiyo jina ndio maana anashangaa unamjua.
Maybe namjua.
Labda unamjua, but si Churchill. Yeah.
Si Churchill. Si Churchill. So you started doing this and then now finally you moved to...
Yeah, so I moved to Kilimani.
Okay.
I partnered up with a lady. But it didn't went well. So I left the business and chilled and decided let me come back on my own and see what I can do.
I love that.
Yeah.
What are the wins that that you've had so far? Like what can you say? Like you're so proud of yourself, like from the bed sitter to cooking for the kids, Kibra cake shop next to the police station.
Yeah.
Now you're here at Vineyard.
Yeah, so I through that Yaya shop that was in just next to Yaya, where we started the first Mama Nilishe official. We've known that the first was inside the house and then Adams.
Yes.
So now when people became aware of the restaurant, we came to Kilimani because there was scarce of Swahili meals in Kilimani. Mbona umechakula samosa? Siweke chini, utashiba. Siweke chini sasa ukule kebab.
Nakula polepole mzee, nakula polepole. Naangalia sama kwa kupaka sasa kushiba sana.
Yes, please. So the achievement that I got in less than a year is one of the best because due to hizo stories hapa ni kudogo nini, that small shop bought a better shop because we started with 2 stores and then we expanded into 6 shops. and it was still small. So we had clients eating outside, others were eating inside their car.
But that must
they
feel
loved
really
their
good.
food. It feels so good, but it's a bad problem.
Yeah.
Because you could
It's
hear
a good
whispers.
problem.
It's a good problem.
Yeah.
So watu wamekula ama watu wengine wanasema, ai hapa ukikuja mtu amekaa chini anasema hapa ukikuja lazima ungoje. Ungoje mtu amke alafu aende ndo wewe ukae. So I decided let me open something bigger. So we moved to Lavington and had another branch which unfortunately it was demolished because
So we
moved to Kikao. So Kikao was bigger and better. I got a playground, and then I decided to make an upstairs so that we can have space and air and an open kitchen. So I learned through that.
Such a nice job with the lights and everything.
Yeah, I wanted it to be Instagrammable. These are things that I learned while sitting with the clients and having a one-on-one.
Then finally now you moved here.
Actually, we moved to Utawala again.
Hey, sis. Man, there's like a missionary, a cook.
So now this Lavington one, the one that was in Kikao, it pumped money for Utawala. So we opened another branch in Utawala before we opened this one last year. Yeah.
Man, and umepitia. You know, somebody can see you on Instagram, like the pictures you were showing before we, during the break, and just see like, who dem manze, like maybe.
I get judged as a slay queen.
Sponsors, uni slay queen, akuna sponsor. One best sponsor ni Hassan Mugabe. I'm sure you guys know him as fantastic journalist. I'm sure now
I have a sponsor. I'm happy.
Lakini ukichilia hivi watakata hivyo alafu I have a sponsor. She confirmed.
Baki hapo, yeah. No. The sponsor is my husband, so yeah.
What do you have to tell him? And I watch. Mwambie kitu at least na watoi. Tell us something. Mwambie kitu.
Hata ndamtext.
Mwambie tu something.
Hata ndamtext.
Utamtext. But how has
he's been very, very supportive. He's been supporting Mama Nilisha. That's why you see watu wanateta sijui celeb, sijui nani. So he's brought a lot of clients from his current work. They supported us so much. We used even to take food to the studio. They used to come to the place. So it's been a recommendation and mi nasemanga tu ni blessing. Yeah.
I love that.
Kama hii tu ni blessing.
This is a blessing, even sitting here and experiencing your food. This is a blessing to us guys here in the studio.
It's a blessing to me.
Now for the, like as you start to wind up, the female, the lady, the girl who's watching this, and they also feel like, manze even mean as a picker.
Yeah.
Like how should they get to a point where they can actually have a restaurant like you?
Just start. You don't have to wait. Akunanga perfect time. I think most of us, before starting a business, tunakuanga zile za, I'm waiting to save this amount of money so that I can open a business that is bougie and everything. No, you see me, I only started with my phone. I think I just needed an Android phone, and here we are. So I can't say you have to wait for an investor. Don't wait for that. Don't wait for that. Start selling. Let your friends support you. You don't really have, if they don't, please just go outside, they'll support you. Right now, I have a few friends who support me very, very hard. You see, they're here with me.
I can see them, actually.
Yeah, they support me
give them
very
a shout. That's
hard. That's Kape. She's a Summer Bunny, and that's Sandra.
You have some Abanis who are coming to help you. That's really dope.
And then I have total strangers who come to Mama Nilisha and make videos and do recommendation. Others who bring tourists from other countries to try Swahili food. I just met them in business.
Oh wow, that's really dope. What's next for Mama Nilisha? Like, what are you open? Tutakuwa like 4 other restaurants, or what is your growth strategy? Without telling us so much, what else could be ideas?
I know, right? So right now, I'm more focused on being a businesswoman rather than just being a hotelier. I am more focused on having more business, but also keeping the restaurant, but not opening restaurant here, there. Okay. But if I have to do that in the future, I'm gonna do like drive-ins or just
that would be dope. Drive-ins would be dope.
Because managing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 restaurants at a time, it can be a downfall, not hectic. Because you can never be in 5 different places to manage, and no one will ever manage your business the way you want want them to manage. They will do it according to how you're telling them, but not exactly how you want
do
them.
it. Yeah, you do it with excellence, right?
Yeah.
All right. Sasa imefika ma times za kukula. Ebu, maybe they should give us some plastic plates, some spoons, something. Wacha sasa tukule sasa.
Tuanzie hapo tuoshe mkono.
Wako kuna waja kuosha mkono.
Where would you like to start? Please pass me a spoon. Unaanzia wapi? Nimalizie wapi? Wacha nianzie hapa mimi.
Wewe unaanzia wapi?
Tuko na hii pia, usiteseke sana.
Ama acha tuweke hiyo actually.
Wacha tupambane hapa.
Acha tupambane hapa hivi. Lakini najua wase wangu crew yangu led by Mamanyi
na kameramani.
Yaani wase wako hapa. Just come, it's okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kaka.
Manze Voke na kuna hapo my news director studio. Nasikia tu mate na kumwagikia hapo kwa earpiece.
Tutambakishia.
You know, Eunice, my producer, Mugoi, najua huko ndani mnasikia njaa. But ngojeni tu kidogo.
Would you like to start? Would you like to start with biryani?
I think tuanze na biryani.
Okay.
Manze, naweza kata hii nini hii fish kidogo.
Hiyo samaki, please.
Tukataje?
Kula na mkono.
Wacha niweke hivi.
Yeah. So utamua samaki ni kula na mkono. Kula kwa mkono, sema kula na mkono, nisema
cheki maneno. Cheki maneno. Ay.
That is my favorite meal. I just had that before I came. Yeah. You want to try it with chili?
This is too good.
Just repeat it with chili.
Bora make sure niweze kumaliza show.
Yeah.
Nisianze hapa kuongea.
Tulete maji karibu.
Kwa sawa.
Yeah. No, try.
Wacha iko kafirifiri kwa mbali. This has to be one of my favorite shows hapa hivi manze. Please kujange na food ya kudingua.
Cheers.
Pole.
Ingine. Another one.
Ngoja kidogo.
Maybe it's a roast too.
Mimi naona.
So many demo gym na kulanga protein sana. This is the beef. Mbuzi. This is a mutton, which is very, very soft.
Hiyo samaki ni kitu ya mwisho.
You know.
Hii samaki acha tu nikule ya mwisho walai.
Mtamaka pilipili.
Sawa, neke pilipili.
Na bado tujafika kwa marage ya nazi.
Walai.
Cheers now.
Acha nitoe ile ina bone nisinyongwe hapa kwa studio.
Tumekat.
Cheers. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
This is so good. So guys, look up Mama Nilisha on Instagram. Wangale saizi. This is what you get.
Yeah.
Family, if you have family pale.
Yeah, we have menu for kids.
Yeah,
You have menu for people who work out. You have protein shakes and just protein food.
Acha ningoje tu share na wase wengine. But thank you so much, man. This has been so fantastic. Manze, I really appreciate you and I wish you all the best.
Thank you for her.
Open those drive-ins, anything that you need.
Inshallah.
Yeah, it will happen.
Inshallah.
Because you have the drive, you have the passion.
I mean, najiskuma sana.
Tumalize show basi pale. Ambia your fans, your potential clients something.
Ngoja nimeze mwiba.
Okay, mwiba, usimeze mwiba. Haya, songa hivi kidogo.
Yeah, okay.
Hapo hivyo sasa. Alright, hapo tuko sawa.
Sawa. So, naomba mkuje Mama Nilisha ni walishe.
Naambiwa hata yeye ndio utakaa mrembo kabisa. Haya.
Okay.
Naambiwa ni kamera tumia. I think ni chakula imeshaanza. Hii kamera hapa. Angalia tu hapo. Tunakucheki, hebu nikutengeneze, hebu cheki
na nimepata ya Hassan.
Amekupatia tai yake.
Mimi ndo nimechukua, I think ataiona kwa TV.
Ataona kwa TV.
Niambia nimpatie salamu.
Amesalimika walai.
Thank you for having me. I'd love for everyone to come pass by, try us. Kuna number online. You can call us on Instagram. Hapo ndo busy imeanzia. But tuko Glovo, tuko Uber Eats. but it is instant. If you call us on Instagram, we can deliver this food. But it will be lovely for us to have you. Yeah, tunaomba mkuje muenjoy, and then there's a lot of sample when you come, so you can get to taste hapa kule. Tutamaliza samaki na kama chakula.
Ida samaki na yote na tumalize tu show saizi.
Wacha niharakishe ndo tukule na kameramana kule kabla hajaanguka.
Asante
mama. Mkuje mama nilishe. By the way, we are just 5 minutes away. We are in Kiambu Road at the Vineyard Ridgeways. Karibuni huko, kuna chakula, kuna vinywaji, tuko na majuice, milkshake. There's a bar on the side where you can have your cocktails. But sisi hatuuzi vinywaji.
Si halal walai.
Si halal. Nauza tu halal.
Nauza tu halal. All right.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a privilege.
Congratulations.
Honored.
All right, guys. So, vile mona, manze leo ni leo. Sasa kudimbua. Thank you so much for watching, man. Yani nime appreciate. You can see, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of love in Monoko on YouTube, blah blah blah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, even on social media.
Yeah.
Kuna watu walikuwa watakuja hapa, lakini so kuja waseme walikuwa kwa TV so wapate taka discount.
Lazima, we can do that. So kama kuna mtu mwenye anaochi show saizi,
wapatie ka discount.
Wacha tuwapatie code Betty TV47. Code ni Betty TV47. Call us tomorrow breakfast. We are going to send you delivery for free.
Woo!
But come to Mama Nilishe and then we are going to give you a 20% discount.
Hey, manze, mesikia hivyo.
Code Betty TV47.
Na mseme sijawahi walisha.
Hiyo ni aisho tu.
Nimewalisha finally.
So mkona hii mwezi yote ya kukabna code Betty TV47 and have a 20% discount on all your meals and free delivery in Kiambu Road.
In Kiambu Road.
Sema hivyo wasorongai waanze kuorder food.
My mom.
Free delivery in Kiambu Road.
All right, guys, you've had Betty TV47. Hiyo ndo code. And then Mama Nilishe mkule chakula mapochopocho na your families. Thank you for watching, man. It has been amazing. To my crew, my director Kevo, and of course the brilliant reporters, the whole production. Mamanya kwa hapo nyuma nasikia
anauliza nakula sangapi.
Kwa heri ni good night. See you tomorrow on Say What?
Zima yo kitu. Zima yo kitu.
Zima yo